We've been hearing a lot of rumors about the state of the Alien franchise. There's been several unnamed sources that say that the franchise is in trouble and that Fox is taking a second look at the 2 proposed sequels to Alien Covenant. Fred Barron, an executive with 20th Century Fox, said about Alien Covenant back in July, "It will be a profitable film for the studio, but whether there is another one is uncertain." Even though Mr. Barron is a Fox executive, I didn't put too much weight into these statements because I hadn't heard anything from anyone higher up at the Fox studio. Ridley Scott, however, has been talking about making multiple sequels to Alien Covenant. I have to admit, I even took this with a grain of salt, as it seemed that Ridley himself didn't know exactly what movies he was going to put out. At one point, we even heard him talk about doing more than 3 movies after Prometheus, as it seemed that he wanted to do spin-off after spin-off. Before Alien Covenant came out, Ridley was at a Las Vegas convention where he is quoted as saying that the next movie after Prometheus would be Alien Covenant, and then we would get Alien Awakening, which would be a prequel to Alien Covenant. This of course didn't make any sense to me. Logically, why would you put out movies that are prequels to the Alien franchise and then put out a prequel to Alien Covenant after releasing Alien Covenant? Back in June, he even gave us a brief synopsis of what the next film would be like, which had been rumored to be called Alien Awakening. Now we're simply hearing of that movie as being titled Alien Covenant 2, which sounds more like a proper sequel to Alien Covenant and not a prequel. He stated that we would see a return of the infamous engineers after they've discovered what David has done to their paradise. For many of the fans of the franchise, this is what Alien Covenant should have been in the first place. Hopefully the studio and Ridley Scott have learned their lesson on trying to please fans by removing the engineers and adding the xenomorphs into Alien Covenant. There was so much of a build-up for the engineers in Prometheus that it was kind of a slap in the face when we saw what little engineer action we would get in Alien Covenant. Instead, they should have been more focused on the engineers in Alien Covenant, at least in my opinion. That doesn't mean that I didn't want to see xenomorphs in the film, not at all. I just wanted to see some of the questions from Prometheus finally get answered. I always thought that once we finally heard from the higher-ups at Fox that all these rumors would be put to bed, and it seems that I was right. Fox Studios hired a new CEO back in 2016 by the name of Stacy Snyder. In a recent interview, she was asked about the future of the Alien franchise, and she was quoted as saying, "It was a disappointment, but I trust Ridley Scott and Emma Watts, Fox Films vice chairman, to know the right story when they find it. When universes are as rich as Alien, they can stay in a too familiar groove, in which case, you're in trouble. But they can also find a planet, or a storyline, or a villain that also lives in that universe that can be groundbreaking." So it appears that Fox is going to at least let Ridley Scott do one more prequel movie in order to tie up the series to Alien. There were no statements about doing multiple movies after Alien Covenant, but it wouldn't surprise me if Fox isn't waiting to see how the sequel to Alien Covenant does before talking about any more Ridley Scott Alien films. My bet is that Fox will tell Ridley Scott to make only one more film that would tie up to Alien, instead of the proposed 2 more movies that he's talked about. If that next prequel did well, then it's possible that they would allow Ridley to do some type of spin-off film from the franchise. But if it does numbers similar to Alien Covenant, then I think we would see a reboot of the franchise, or at least an abandonment of doing prequels and a return to the normal franchise with a sequel to Alien Resurrection. So what do you guys think about this? It really didn't surprise me. I couldn't see Fox Studio do 2 out of 3 prequels and then just stop there. Both Prometheus and Alien Covenant made enough money for them to at least do one more movie to finish off the story being told. What do you guys think? Do you want to see a sequel to Alien Covenant? Are you at least curious as to how the story of the engineers will end, at least up to the point of the first Alien film? Are you ready for a reboot to the franchise? I'd love to hear what you guys think, so let me know any questions or comments you have down below. If you liked the video, if you could leave a like, it helps out the channel so much, and if you haven't subscribed yet, why not subscribe for all the future Alien goodness to come? Thanks for watching, take care, and I hope to see you next time.